I just noticed behind me John Deere tractors. I know a lot about John Deere. I love the company. But as you know, they've announced a few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. I'm just notifying John Deere right now. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States.
What was supposed to be a routine press conference took a shocking turn recently. All eyes were on Donald Trump as he prepared to address the American manufacturing industry, but no one could have predicted the bombshell he was about to drop. And it all started when jaw-dropping revelations about John Deere's business practices hit the news in the middle of his speech. But little did anyone know, the most explosive moment was yet to come.
So that if I win, John Deere is going to be paying a 200%. They haven't started it yet. Maybe they haven't even made the final decision yet, but I think they have. John Deere is going to, and anybody else that does this, because it's hurting our farmers, it's hurting our manufacturing. And if you do that, you're going to have a 200% tariff put on the product that you make in Mexico, right across the border. They think they're going to make product cheaper in Mexico and then sell it in for the same prices they did before, make a lot of money by getting rid of our labor and our jobs.
For months, tensions had been rising between Trump and corporate America, particularly with manufacturers accused of offshoring jobs and neglecting American workers. But behind the scenes, whispers have been growing louder about one company in particular, John Deere. The iconic agricultural giant was allegedly knee-deep in a scandal that Trump was about to call out live on stage.
Electric cars will kill more than half of U.S. auto jobs and decimate the suppliers. They're being decimated already. Decimate the suppliers, and it's going to decimate your jobs, and it's going to decimate more than anybody else.
It all came to a head when leaked reports surfaced showing that John Deere had been quietly shifting major production lines overseas while publicly championing their commitment to American workers. But just when it seemed like that revelation was the peak of the drama, it got much, much worse.
Okay, so this is him saying it. Now, here's what Mark Cuban says about it, okay? This lack of understanding of business is insane. Put a 200% tariff on an American company moving some production to Mexico, but tariff Chinese manufacturers 10 or 20% so that the Chinese products will be cheaper to sell in the US than the American company. Good way to destroy a legendary American company and increase costs.
In the middle of his speech, Trump dropped a fiery statement that left the room stunned. John Deere is betraying the heartland of this country, the farmers, the workers, the very people who built this nation. If they think they can get away with this, they've got another thing coming.
Again, I love electric cars, but you can't do this. You can't do this. They don't go far. Lots of little problems. They're made in China. We don't have the material, but you know we do have? A lot of gasoline is down there. A lot of gasoline.
As news of the leak spread, Trump doubled down, calling out the company's executives and demanding immediate action. But here's where it gets even more intense. During the Q&A session, a prominent journalist stood up and pressed Trump on his own trade policies, suggesting he'd enabled the very behavior he was now condemning. Trump's response? Pure Trump style. Wrong, dead wrong. My policies saved millions of jobs. It's these companies, these globalists, who are the problem, and I'm here to fix it. And that was just the beginning.
And I will end the electric vehicle mandate on day one. Thereby saving the U.S. auto industry from complete obliteration, which is happening right now, and saving U.S. customers thousands and thousands of dollars per car. What do you think of an electric car?
Trump's stance toward corporate practices didn't emerge overnight. It had its roots in the early days of his administration, when he aggressively targeted companies like General Motors and Carrier for outsourcing jobs. His America First mantra had always been a call to arms against globalization's impact on domestic workers. John Deere, however, had managed to avoid direct criticism until now. This was a company that had long been viewed as an untouchable beacon of rural America, producing iconic green tractors that symbolize self-reliance and hard work. Behind the scenes, however, political insiders had been whispering about Deere's shifting priorities, which aligned more with shareholders than with the American heartland.
It's just a temporary thing. because you will not have any manufacturing plants. China is going to take over all of your business because of the electric car and because they have the material we don't. What we have is a thing called the gasoline. We have gasoline. We have so much gasoline we don't know what to do. They don't have gasoline. So why are we making a product that they dominate? They're going to dominate. You will not have a car industry left, not even a little bit of a car industry.
Social media immediately erupted. Hashtags like the Trump bees John Deere and American Jobs Now started trending as Americans voiced their anger and frustration. Some demanded boycotts of John Deere, while others took it a step further, accusing the company of outright betraying its roots. Comments flooded in, with one user writing, "John Deere sold out America. Trump's the only one holding them accountable."
And right now, as we speak, large factories just started, are being built across the border in Mexico. So with all the other things happening on our border, and they're being built by China to make cars and to sell them into our country, no tax, no anything. The United Auto Workers ought to be ashamed for allowing this to happen. And the leader of the United Auto Workers should be fired immediately. And every single auto worker, union and non-union, should be voting for Donald Trump, because we're going to bring back car manufacturing, and we're going to bring it back fast.
Meanwhile, online threats against John Deere executives began circulating, with fiery messages like, "We won't let you destroy our jobs." The company's headquarters reportedly went into full crisis mode as protests started forming outside. But the most jaw-dropping moment came when Trump revealed he was done with companies that are moving their production to other countries, and even said this:
"We're going to make Detroit great again." When foreign leaders and CEOs call me up to complain about our tariffs, my answer would be very simple: build it in America. Mercedes-Benz, BMW, all of the Volkswagen, millions and millions of cars. They don't want anything from us. We have deficits that are crazy. We're not going to have them anymore. We're going to put tariffs on them. It's a perfect application for a lot, but not for everybody. Some want gasoline propelled, and we have a lot of gasoline right under there. You know the story with hydrogen. It's great until it blows up, in which case you're not recognized.
Then, just when you thought the story couldn't get crazier, Trump delivered another shocking blow. "If John Deere doesn't reverse this betrayal immediately, I will push for extra tariffs. And trust me, they won't like that." Trump's vow to push for an investigation carried significant weight. In his presidency, he had already overseen tariffs and trade wars designed to curb similar corporate practices. By leveraging his influence and promising accountability, Trump sent a clear message to John Deere and other corporations. They were no longer untouchable. This wasn't merely a threat, but a warning to the broader corporate world that their actions would have consequences.
The car works fine. I'm like, no, electric car is better. I should try it. And it was hard to get people to do a test drive. Well, first of all, nobody knew who we were. Never heard of this company. And I'm like, yeah, we're named after Nikola Tesla. You know that guy? Nope. So for sure we were doing push in the beginning, because people said there was no one telling us that they wanted an electric car. So it was not out of like, it was like lots of people coming up to me saying, hey, I really want an electric car. I heard that 0 times. So people were like, it's like, man, we're going to make an electric car and show that these things can be good, and then people will want them.
This is a tough business to run for president.
I know, you're a tough guy, Jim.
And we need to have a leader.
The long-term impact of this event is still unclear, but one thing is certain. Trump's intervention has reignited conversations about corporate accountability and economic patriotism. Political analysts are already speculating about how this will shape Trump's legacy and potential political moves. Meanwhile, for John Deere, the path forward looks fraught with challenges, from regaining public trust to navigating potential legal battles. The company's once sterling reputation now hangs in the balance as communities and workers demand justice.